Hey everybody, here with some Raid Shadow Legends. We've got a 2 times Void Shard chance, which is basically come in here. These are your chances of pulling. So 1% chance to pull a legendary champion during this event. Let's get into it. Let's hope for some of those legendaries. Typical. There's also an event or a tournament going on. Ox. Oh, that's not bad. Attacks one enemy, has a 50% chance of placing a block cooldown skills. Okay. 15% extra chance of critical hit. Eh. Another rare. I have like 2 or 3 of you already. 50% chance of extra hit. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Little decreased defense. We have attacks one enemy, 30% chance of inflicting a critical. That's kind of cool. Oh, but it's only available. Hey, epic. Lua. Attacks one enemy, deals 50% of the inflicted damage to all enemies if the attack is critical. Okay. Attacks all enemies 3 times. And each critical heals this champion. Okay. Attacks one enemy, decreases the target turn meter by 100%. Will ignore shield and block damage debuffs 4 turns. That's interesting. Okay. Another epic. I'm pretty sure I already have her. Decreased defense. Increase attack. And if it kills an enemy, okay. 50, it's only 50%. 1 hit, so. Attacks one enemy. And attacks all enemies with the second hit if this attack is critical. 80% of the damage at first inflicted, always normal, so. Attacks one enemy before attacking has a 75, 100% for a turn of weaken. Okay. Pretty sure I already had her though, so. Faction Wars, people. Don't put too much weight into these ratings though. Another blue. I already have you. Go away. Attacks one enemy, heals this champion by 15% of the damage. Oh, this is on my main account, so that's why so many shards. I've been saving up for quite a while now. And earning a bunch. I've been pushing really hard to get Void shards. Because I'm kind of after Maneater. I'd like another Cold Heart. I'd love some of the legendary Voids, but we'll see. Heals this champion and a small increased defense on 3 turns. Exchange remaining HP levels with target enemy. Exchanges remaining HP levels with target enemy, then equalizes the HP of all allies. Okay. I imagine that they just haven't edited or adjusted this for bosses because, come on, all the other moves of like some of the newer champions are always does not work on bosses or is like has some other mechanic based on bosses. Another epic. Oh, Madame Saris. I am okay with Madame Saris. She's really good. Arena. She's just all over the arena, but really good. 20% chance of placing Fear debuff for 1 turn on the A1. This chance increases by 30% if under 1 debuff, or 45% if under 2 or more debuffs. So, really good. Attacks all enemies. Has a 40% chance, 50, of stealing 1 random buff from each target. So good. Places a block debuffs on all allies. Really good. Places a true fear debuff on those who have had buffs stolen. So good. Removes all buffs from enemies. Places a 50% increase or decrease attack debuff and a 60% decreased defense debuff on all enemies for 2 turns on 4-turn cooldown after fully leveled up. So good. Passive. Once ascended to 3. Places a shield buff on this champion equal to 10% of their max HP at the start of each turn. When attacked while under this shield, has a 35% chance of placing a fear debuff on the attacker for 1 turn. So just so good in arena. I'm so glad I pulled her finally. Like, so glad I finally have one of these. Another rare. Oh, we just saw you, dude. Go away. Another rare. Ugh. Seriously? Attacks 1 enemy, increases this champion's defense by 2% up to 10 times in 1 round. Alright, I think the defense, if I'm not mistaken, goes away at the end of the round, but I'm not sure. Maybe not. It might stick around, which is kind of cool, but you know. Attacks 1 enemy, has a 50% chance to provoke on 1 enemy. Not that useful in most situations. Can be helpful, but not. If it was all enemies, that'd be cool. When this champion is hit with a critical hit, counterattacks by using their default skill and decreases the buff duration on that target by 1 turn. It's okay, I guess, but mostly just used for fusing Relic Keeper. Painsmith, I have like 3 of you or have gotten like 3 or 4 of you already. Attacks an enemy. Attacks 1 enemy. Enemies killed by a skill can't be revived. That's kind of cool. Places a block debuff on this champion for 2 turns. If this attack kills an enemy. Yeah, I mean, could be useful in the Frost Giant or the Frost Golem. Attacks 1 enemy. Damage increases if no active buffs. And I mean, that's Come on. Okay, I think I already have a couple of her. Attacks 1 enemy, 25% chance of transferring random debuff from this champion to the target. That's alright, I guess. 50% chance. And then it goes up to 75. Attacks 1 enemy, has 60% chance of putting the target's skills on cooldown. 70, 80, 90, 100. That's kind of cool. That's actually pretty cool, but it is 4 turns. But I suppose certain scenarios, even 4-turn cooldown, putting a target skill on cooldown is not too bad. 100% chance of doing that too. So might have some like arena usage, since You know, you're just trying to kind of stop people from going, stop people from doing something for a turn, and then hopefully manage to kill everybody or at least this target pretty quickly. Attacks one enemy. Damage increases according to the number of debuffs on this target. Okay. Another rare. Hey, I think he's new. Or new for me. Places a continuous heal on this champion if the attack is critical. Heals all allies by 15% of their max HP. That's kind of cool. 3-turn cooldown. Heal buffs. Ascension. Revives a dead ally with 50% HP and 50% turn meter on 5-turn cooldown. That's not bad. Faction Crypts. HP up. Okay. Oh my god, I just got her. Go away. Steadfast Marshal, I'm pretty sure I already had one of him. Attacks one enemy, has a 50% chance of placing a provoke debuff for 1 turn if the target's match HP is lower than this champion's. If the blah blah blah, if the blah blah blah. Places a 60% increased debuff or increased defense buff on this champion for 2 turns. And then grants an extra turn once ascended to 3 stars. Kind of self-serving. It's cool, but his stuff is based on his attack damage is based on HP, so it's not even like that's not even really bringing up his damage either. It's just giving him a bit more protection. 3-turn cooldown. Cooldown's not too bad. 2-turn, 3-turn. Places veil buff on all allies except for this champion for 2 turns. Okay, so he can, you know, he's basically a tank. Yeah. Oh! Little Miss Annie. Hell yeah, okay. Attacks one enemy 3 times. Each hit has a 50% chance of placing a 100% heal reduction debuff for 2 turns. Oh my god, that's the A1. The default ability. Okay. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Places a 50% increased attack buff on this champion for 2 turns before attacking if the target is under a shield debuff. Will ignore 25% of the target's defense if the target is under a shield debuff. Places a perfect veil buff on this champion for 2 turns if the attack kills an enemy. Fills this champion's turn meter by 30% if the attack does not kill the target. So, on a 2-turn cooldown. 2 turns after booked out. Whoa. Okay. Every other turn, basically, you can pump this out. Wow. Okay, cool. So glad I got a legendary. And she's a good legendary, too. Attacks one enemy, will ignore 25% of the target's defense if the target has higher defense than this champion. Decreases the target's max HP by 25% if the damage inflicted of the damage inflicted. Decreases the max HP by 25% of the damage inflicted if the target has higher max HP than this champion. That would be good against a lot of the bosses that are susceptible to max HP burn. So that's cool. Will repeat attack if a second time if the target has both higher defense and higher max HP than this champion. Okay, so she'd be hitting twice with this on a 4-turn cooldown against any boss, and then the ones that are susceptible, like some of the ones in the Doom Tower, susceptible to max HP decreasing. That's awesome. Her passive is when revived, attacks the enemy that killed this champion with the default skill. So this one, the 3 times, and the heal reduction 75%. Also fills this champion's turn meter by 25%, so she gets an automatic attack with the default skill. gets 25% turn meter boost, so she's back up. She's got turn meter. She's immediately attacking. And places a shield buff equal to 50% of her max HP for 2 turns. Okay, and then this one is another passive. Each hit has a 50% chance of decreasing the target's turn meter by 5% and a 100% chance of decreasing the target's max HP by 5% of the damage inflicted when attacking enemies under heal reduction. Okay, so you put the heal reduction on her, 75% chance of that, 80 if you get that one mastery, and then you go in and you just wail on them, right? And you're reducing their max HP every single hit. Now there's a maximum amount of max HP that you can burn down, but I mean, also heals this champion by 5% of the damage inflicted when attacking enemies under. Okay, so attack by 33% in all battles. That's not bad. Attack's not like super awesome, but it's still, that's not a bad number. Yeah. Arena, faction wars. Oh, faction wars. Oh yeah, she'd probably be really good in faction wars. Fire Knights, yeah. Heal. The heal reduction debuff. Arena defense, Dragon Lair, yeah. Spirit Keep, yeah. Minotaurs, okay. Clan boss, not surprised. He can't be heal. Well, he can be heal reduction, but he doesn't have any healing abilities, so that doesn't matter. Void Keep, Force Keep, Ice Golem Peak. Cool. Got a legendary. Alright. See some more lightning. Ah, blue. Oh my god, go away. Hey, another Bellower. That's not too bad. All of his attacks are attack all enemies. So, block cooldown skills on his A1, that's super cool. 30%. Attacks all enemies, 50% chance of placing a 15% decreased speed debuff. Super cool. I believe this is his hardest hitting ability. 50, 75 on 3-turn cooldown. Attacks all enemies, has a 75% chance of placing the little decrease attack. And this one was, I think that's the smaller decrease speed too. Ascended, attacks all enemies, has a 100% chance of placing a small decrease attack and 100% chance of placing a 30% decreased defense. So that's super cool on 4 turns. Alright. Second Bellower, not a problem. Could put him in some stun gear and really... him with my other stun geared out Bellower could potentially do some serious crowd control on like spiders or whatever. Alright, let's go. 11 more. Come on. Okay. I think I've already got Retainer. Attacks one enemy, has a 40% chance of placing a 30% decreased defense debuff. The little one. But a 60% when fully upgraded. Heals this champion by 40% of max HP and places a counterattack buff on this champion for 2 turns. That's not bad. Yeah, I do have this guy. I actually recognize the icons. I recognize the icons more than anything, really. Attacks one enemy, decrease the target's turn meter by 50%. That's not bad. If the target's turn meter is fully depleted, places a sleep debuff on them for 1 turn. And all his damage is based on defense. So, on a 4-turn cooldown, so that's pretty cool. Turn meter control is always nice. Seducer, I think I've got him, but he's apparently one of the more... Yeah, he's pretty well liked. So that's cool. Attacks one enemy, 45, 50 if you decide to give him that mastery. chance of placing a sleep debuff for 1 turn. Attacks all enemies, has a 75% chance, 100% chance of a 25 or the smaller decrease attack for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. All enemies though? It's not bad. Places a 30% decreased defense buff on all allies for 2 turns and block debuffs on all allies. That's for 2 turns when ascended. Okay, that's cool. 4-turn cooldown. Not bad. Place a 50% ally protection buff on all allies for 2 turns. Places a block damage buff on this champion for 1 turn and is only available with Temptress. 4 turns. So the team up thing kind of reduces his usefulness, but that's all right. 25% in all battles. HP. Yeah, that's not bad. Could be better, but not bad. But I'm pretty sure I have him already. Come on, come on, come on. Okay. Skirmisher. Attacks one enemy 2 times, inflicts 15% more damage on targets who have no buffs. Okay, so you could team her up with like a buff stealer or buff clearer or something. That could be kind of cool. Attacks one enemy, decreases the target's turn meter by 20% if this attack is critical. 3-turn cooldown. Okay. Attacks all enemies, removes 1 random buff from each enemy. Okay. On a 3-turn cooldown. So you could go boom, remove random debuff from every enemy, then boom, increase damage. Okay, so there's some utility there. Come on. Okay. Ugh, you again, go away. Come on, come on, come on. I already have him. Attacks one enemy 2 times, 20% chance of extra hits, or of repeating the attack. Will ignore block damage and shield. That's kind of cool. This is a 50% chance, 75 to stun. All his stuff is based on defense, which is nice. Increased defense and continuous heal on all allies on a 4-turn cooldown. His cooldowns are just, I don't know. He's okay. I used him for quite a while. Come on. Veteran. Attacks one enemy 2 times, 35, 40, 50% chance of placing a 50% decrease. Okay, so that's the big one. Debuff for 2 turns. Damage inflicted is proportional to defense. Attacks one enemy, places a 30% increased crit rate buff on all allies for 3 turns. Oh, so you can constantly have this increased crit rate up. Okay, it says proportional to defense, but then it has defense and attack, so it would be growing off of both of them. But this is really interesting. So you could put him in with like a cold heart or something, and you'd see crit rate increase. He's got it on him like every turn, basically. Attacks all enemies, has a 50% chance of placing a block buffs debuff. Okay, all enemies again. So his A1's the only one that is single target. Oh no, I guess this one's single target too. But this is what's all like an AOE effect. Attacks all enemies, 50% chance of placing block debuffs or block buffs debuff for 1 turn on everybody. 60% with books. Damage increases according to the champion's max HP. So defense and HP. That's pretty good. And speed. Speed's always nice. All right, last 5. Come on, let's see another legendary or another epic at least. hollow. I'm pretty sure I already have like 2 or 3 of him. Attacks one enemy, has a 10% chance of placing a 2.5 poison. 20%, small poison. Attacks one enemy 4 times. Each hit decreases the target's turn meter and fills this champion's turn meter by 5% every 2 turns. That could be interesting. So you put him, attacks one enemy 4 times. Each hit, so 5, 10, 15, 20 turn meter decrease, gives him the same. And then it's on a 2 turn cooldown. Huh. Attacks one enemy, will ignore 25% of the target's defense. Okay. Alright, let's go. Come on, give me something cool. Epic. Okay, she's new for me. I haven't gotten her yet. Attacks all enemies. Heals by 15% of the damage inflicted if this champion has less than 50% HP, which comes into one of her later things. Boosts this champion's turn meter by 20% if this champion has 50% HP or higher. Removes all debuffs from all allies, then places a revive on death buff and block debuffs on all allies for 2 turns. On a 4 turn cooldown. Okay. Damages. Here's where this healing comes in. Damages this champion by 10% of their max HP at the start of each turn. Heals all allies except for this champion equal to half the HP lost. Places a 30% decreased speed debuff on this champion for 1 turn at the start of each turn. Also has a 50% chance of placing a fear debuff on this champion. So there's like, I think she'd be cool to use in certain circumstances, and if you build her right. Because this passive is really bad for these, but the block debuffs buff on all allies. So basically, if you can have enough block buffs on regularly, like, you can avoid all of this later portion. She still loses her HP, but she's healing everybody. Or you could just not ascend her, possibly. Like ascend her 2 ticks, but then that limits her gear that she can wear. So I don't know. Might take some looking into. Maybe I'll look into the champion, check out some other more knowledgeable content creators that are more knowledgeable about the champions. I mean, she's fairly well rated, which suggests to me that there's potential here for her somehow, somewhere. So we'll see. All right, 3 more. Come on, give me some luck. Okay, Fellhound's pretty good. He's my current campaign farmer. 12-3, he kills everything in 1 hit. Basically, attacks all enemies, 25% chance of decreased speed. Cool. 35 attack and defense. That's his only attack. So places a 7.5 for 2 turns and reflect damage when ascended on all allies. And it's on a 2 turn cooldown, so this could constantly be up. Place a block damage buff on an ally for 1 turn for 3 turn cooldown. That's okay. But ultimately, what I use him for is this. I just send him in with a bunch of food, and he just chomps everybody down. 1 hit, kills everybody in 12-3 on brutal difficulty in the campaign, and boom, he's like farms 12-3 in like 6 or 7 seconds for me. Really good. All right, last 2. Come on, give me some good. Okay. Attacks one enemy, 25% chance of decreased speed. 30 with Book. Attacks one enemy, 40% chance. 45, 50. chance of debuff, sleep debuff for 1 turn, and then also a 50% weaken debuff if it does not put the enemy to sleep. So, decreases turn meter of all enemies by 15%. That's kind of cool, but it's also on a 5-turn cooldown after you book her. I don't know, maybe there's some use. Alright, last one on this account. Confessor. 50% chance to decrease the turn meter, 30% with books. Decreasing turn meter, that's kind of cool. Attacks all enemies, a 100% chance to decrease accuracy, a 50% decrease accuracy with Ascension. That's cool. Attacks one enemy, 35% chance, 50% chance to grant an extra attack on a 4-turn cooldown. So, or an extra turn, not an extra attack, an extra turn, which makes her useless in spiders. That's kind of a bummer last shard, but let us go away. Let us not forget that I got Lua, who's cool. One of my early shard pulls in this video. She's pretty cool. Pump her critical hit. It's pretty cool. And then, of course, Madame Saris, who is... I mean... Yeah, no. What can I say? Like, she's so good. She's so good. So glad I got her. I'm definitely going to build her up and start putting her on my arena teams. Because, look at her base HP or base defense. Man. Speed's decent. She has a natural growth of accuracy a little bit. Like, I'm so glad. I'm super happy with that pull. Yeah. And then, of course, Little Miss Annie, which so cool getting her. Creepy, but it's really cool to get her. Arena. Yeah, she's just in the higher tier. You know, Faction Wars is going to be huge with her. She's got a really high attack. Yeah, this is. I'm happy with that. All right. Go away. Okay, so I'm gonna come back on my my baby account and do 2 more short pulls. All right, here I am with the 2 void pulls for my little account. Here we go. This account really needs help. So if I could get a legendary here, that'd be amazing. Oh, literally one of the worst things I could have probably pulled for this. Like, this account needs so much more help than Stone Skin is ever gonna give. Decreased speed's kind of cool. 4-turn cooldown. 100% chance. That's cool, but like, I need this next pull to be something huge. Not bad. Not bad. You know, he can be useful. Potentially help out the account eventually, but I'm not going to put much effort into leveling these guys up right now. Just not that useful. That's kind of cool. that would be kind of useful for some things, but and the heal is useful, but like, am I really? I mean, he's big on faction wars. Oh, because of the revive, right? Am I gonna invest a lot of time and energy into these two? No. No, I'm not. So. Oh well. Anyway, that is the shard pull for this current event. It's probably going to take me a long time to get built up to that kind of void levels again on either account, especially my my young account here. A legendary, 2 really good epics, 3 really good epics on the other account. Not terrible at all. Ended up getting through most of the tournament. This is not the same tournament. This is the beginner tournament. It's the only one I'm in until it's done, until I'm out of the like novice tournament time period thing, to kind of get me into like the real tournaments and stuff. But not terrible. You know, not great here for this account, but also not horrible. You know, Gear Grinder's not the worst. Stone Skin kind of was a upsetting pull. I would have preferred Bellower, but you know, get myself a really good campaign farmer. But you know, Gear Grinder's cool. He might be able to help out the account eventually, but again, you know, my main focus is on pushing my Kale as high as he can go quickly. But that's it for this. You know, Madame Ceres, super excited about. Little Miss Annie, really cool pull. You know, legendary Void Champion, a pretty good one from what I can gather. So, not disappointed. Plus, I got the Abyssal and the what's his name, Lord something or other, Lord Falconheart. On the other account through the tournament. But that is it for me. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. It helps out. Subscribe. I'm still trying to build this channel up. And I'll see you next time. Calamity out.